video, we're going to look at how to trade Forex and commodities. A lot to learn in this one. Let's jump straight into this. Baby, I'm back with another video. A lot of value in this one, but first things first, guys, smash up the subscribe button, hit the like button, or the lit button as I call it. Drop a comment in below if you are enjoying this content. Now, what we're gonna break down, firstly, we're gonna speak about the correlation, why there's a correlation between the Canadian dollar CAD and oil. Really important to notice if you are trading oil or CAD, or specifically more so CAD. And then we're gonna look at oil prices, the price action that we've seen of late over the last couple of years and where we're heading now and why we're moving the way we are. And then we're gonna look at some Canadian dollar examples. Now, before I do that, I just want to mention GBP dollar, as you can see on my screen here. Now, in my last video, I mentioned about Forex trading like the banks. We went over the fundamentals, right, for UK and dollar, and we wanted and the United States, and we want to see GBP push to the upside. Now, I did warn of this resistance here at 126.20, which I felt we could have broken down, but we haven't. Been hit with a big hammer blow there, and the bears and the sellers coming into play. So really what we need to do is we need to break out and retest here of 26.20, and then those longs are on the cards. But right now, that long is completely off the cards at present until we can technically break this down. We do have the fundamentals there, but time will tell when we do have that Bank of England rate decision coming up. So, onto this video, it's going to bring up the oil chart here. Now, firstly, we want to speak about the correlation between CAD and oil. Why do we have a correlation between the Canadian dollar and oil? Well, it comes down to economics, okay? So, with Canada as a country, a large amount of their foreign export revenue, their revenue comes from crude oil sales, Now, remember, oil is priced in dollars. Now, the price of oil is rising drastically so much. So this is really benefiting the flow of dollars, the flow of cash, you know, this export revenue coming into the Canadian dollar. So obviously where it's priced in dollars oil, they're getting a load of dollars coming into the Canadian economy. And where there's a lot more dollars coming in from all these sales and less Canadian dollar, the Canadian dollar value is rising in line with that. So sort of simple economics 101 there. And obviously, as I say, it's just benefiting the Canadian dollar, Canadian economy anyway, all these sales and obviously the price of oil really benefiting the foreign export revenue. Okay, so let's speak about oil quickly. I'm just going to pull it up on a monthly. First things first is, remember we had this huge drop back in 2020, as you can see on the chart here, look. This massive drop in 2020, and that was because of COVID, right? Economic lockdowns, you know, businesses, people, everything was just shut down. So the demand for oil dropped because people couldn't go out, planes couldn't fly, people couldn't drive logistically, just everything was locked down. So of course, the need for oil dropped drastically, but then the economy started opening again. We had quantitative easing, everyone trying to boost the economy. So the demand for oil rose back again. And that's why we're rising very drastically right now. You can see on the monthly, it's been so consecutive to the upside. And that's one of the things as to why we're seeing high inflation across the board. You'd notice your fuel price when you're filling up your car, man, it's going up. It's crazy. It's like £2 a litre over here in the UK. Across Europe, it's over €2 a litre. It's crazy. So oil price rising drastically. So excited I get sometimes, my words fumble. And of course, with the geopolitical tensions at the moment with Russia, the Russian invasion in Ukraine, oil rises in time of geopolitical concerns, of fears of war. Prices rise because of supply constraints. So if there's supply constraints and fears of that, then of course the price is going to go up, and that's exactly what's happening. Now, with that rising in oil prices, what are we seeing with the Canadian dollar? Canadian dollar's rising. Now, I want to show you here. Just going to give you some examples. This is CAD yen. You can see in line with what you're observing there in oil, right? And this is oil on a monthly. Now, firstly, actually, let's just speak about this. Price action on oil. This is US oil here. You can pull it up on TradingView. Price action was moving in a flag structure. We broke out, we retested, and we extended to the upside. And then again, look here on the daily, something that I capitalized on the other week, observing this narrowing price action. We had a breakout there on a daily. The wick tested that, and then again pushing to the upside. Now, there's no signs of a slowdown before we go into the Canadian dollar. We've got this wick on this weekly here back in March that we need to fill to the upside, up at those highs at around 129 bucks. So what can we expect with CAD? Any dips of weakness are going to be bought, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Look here in CAD yen. I've just pulled this up on the weekly. We had a nice flag breakout actually last week here, extended move to the upside. Look on the daily, you can see that. And then where I'm looking, you know, taking advantage of these flags, I'm also spotting consolidation within the consolidation pattern. So look, a flag within a flag, look at this. Nice little breakout there. And if you drop this on a 4 hour, again, these are the things I'm looking at for on a lower time frame. Again, another flag. So aggressive breakout to the upside. Look here, flag, breakout. And there's no signs of a slowdown. So this is really, really easy stuff to trade if you're keeping in line with those themes, keeping in line with the trends. Any pullbacks that we're seeing, as I say, buying those on the dip. So if we look left here, naturally we can see we've broken down some supply here or resistance around that psychological 103 area. And now what we're looking at is this top here back in 2014. This would be the highest levels in 2014, up at 106.50. Again, same sort of thing with CAD Swiss. Look guys, we had a massive flag breakout here. You see when we were topping at 75.00, nice and psychological. Look at that big breakout above this supply area where we're topping, retest, bam. And look at this reversal candlestick, bit of a morning star there to signal a change in trend, and that's exactly what we saw. And look at that, some upside pressure to come and no signs really of a slowdown here. We need to obviously take out this 78 area where we top there, which we're likely to do. And then we can see we've got clear room to run in towards 79.00, 79.50. So just keep these in your mind, all these dips that we're seeing, buying those dips, all right? Implementing that fundamental analysis as oil prices are drastically rising. Okay, look here on GBP CAD strengthening again, breaking out of a big range. Look, we are narrowing for quite some time, and now we've broken out of that range, broken out of this pennant, and now heading south. You can see a bit of support here at around this 158 area. If this gets broken down, you can see where we're falling. The next areas we're opening up is towards that 53 area, just marking up the zone, looking left of the chart. And dollar CAD, just something to keep an eye on at the moment as price action consolidates. You can see it really nicely clearly here on a weekly. Price action consolidating within a potential flag structure, okay? So might get that breakout and retest here, which will make way further downside, but keep in mind that the dollar's strong at the moment, so that may be a more tricky one. So my point is, with Canadian dollar, with benefiting from these drastic rises in oil prices at the moment, you know, you wanna be looking to buy any dips of weakness that you see in CAD, pick out the right currencies. You can look at Aussie CAD, you can look at NZD CAD, whatever CAD. CAD has the edge with rising interest rates to come from the Bank of Canada and rising oil prices. It's really on the side for the Canadian dollar. So just to bring you a quick bit of value there on trading, how to trade Forex and, and commodities, Canadian dollar, oil prices as an example. Guys, please do smash up that subscribe button and that like button. Leave me a comment below. Stay lit, stay blessed. Let's get it.